think I'm gonna get along without you when you're gone. You took me for everything that I had and kicked me out of my own. I ain't satisfied. I'll love you stand the heat. I ain't satisfied. Still trying to be. Another one bites the doctor. Another one bites the doctor. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the doctor. Hey.
Howdy, Watch How fans. Well, it's time for that weekly growl. Say, you remember about 3 or 4 years ago, I did a show with the two gentlemen that you're going to meet in a minute, and it was about hair replacement. Well, a lot of things have happened in the hair replacement field. I mean, it's just new technology, and we're going to tell you a little bit about that. But first, I want to introduce to you a gentleman you might not recognize because he's in a different state today, Gene Prue. Gene, you're, of course, here in Jacksonville.
Local, right?
Local here on Gene's Hair Styling on Beach.
Gene's Hair System on Beach Boulevard.
Right. And Carl came back up again. Carl, you're in Daytona Beach, right downtown Daytona Beach, Carl Waller's Hair Systems. And y'all have been, how long have you been in the business? I know.
I've been in the business for 25 years, Watchdog. And I just want to say it's a pleasure to be back, to see you again.
And you're looking chipper. And, of course, you've been in...
I'm sat 19 years in this, but I've been actually located, same location for 34 years.
34 years. And, of course, specializing in men's hair replacement. Now, Gene or Carl, I'll throw this question out. Things have changed, haven't they?
Oh, they certainly have. Oh, yes. Every time you turn around, there's something new coming up.
Yeah, because, Carl, I remember a few years ago, most of the hair replacements, and they call them replacements, a lot of them were synthetics, and now they're going back to, human hair and a mixture of human hair and synthetics.
That's correct. Actually, hair replacement has been around for many, many, many years, centuries, as a matter of fact. And human hair was the first thing that, human hair and animal hair was the first thing that men used to create hair pieces or wigs centuries ago, even in the Egyptian times. But in the 20th century, hair replacement has evolved to synthetic fibers, mixture of synthetic and human hair, and new synthetic fibers that are heat resistant. But today, we're going back more and more to human hair because human hair gives you absolutely the most natural appearance that you can get.
And we're going to show you a new system today. In a minute, you're going to tell us what it is. But first, I want to reassure all of your customers that are maybe watching and your customers that the old systems still go. If you still use the tape system or the, what do you call it, the clip-on system.
Secure lock clip.
Yeah. This is for people who want a different way.
Yeah.
And this is called, what do you call it, Carl?
This is called Sicilium hair grafting.
And now you're going to actually do that right now on
That's correct.
Gene's hair. Okay, are you going to start the procedure?
Sure, let me explain.
That is why Gene has no hair, because the last show we had hair all the whole time.
Yeah, right.
And this time that's why you're seeing him this way. Okay, give us a little bit of idea what you're doing here.
Let me explain the difference between Sicilium grafting and the old hairpiece, or even the hair systems that are bonded on or tied on with cable or woven in. With a Sicilium system, first of all, we're working with a product that becomes like an 8th layer of skin. And I don't know if the camera can pick up or not on this, but this is a translucent material, and it's from silicone. And as you know, silicone is used medically. It was used with breast implants. Unfortunately, they had some problem with
much more on the bottom. It looks like a membrane. Actually, looks like a membrane there.
Silicone topically used is absolutely safe, totally safe. It's breathable. The hair is implanted one at a time into the silicone. And again, I don't know if the camera can pick up on that, but you can actually see how this takes on the color of the skin. So when this is applied to the scalp with the Max adhesive, which is a bonding type of solution, it becomes absolutely like having an 8th layer of scalp on your skin.
Okay, now you've prepared hair replacement, or we call it a graft, actually.
This is the graft.
We call it a graft.
And what we're talking about is site-specific grafting. In other words, if an individual comes in and he has hair missing from the frontal area, we can do site-specific grafting with Sicilium. and with the Sicilium grafting solution right in the front area. Or if he has an area in the crown that needs hair, then we can do site-specific grafting in that area. This is the next best thing to a transplant in that it totally looks like the hair is growing right out of the scalp, and the individual can participate in any activity that he or she, I might include, we do this for ladies too, that he or she would normally participate in, whether it's swimming, skiing, whatever it might be. It's just like having your own hair.
Now, Gene, I guess a lot of people want that security of something that they can go jump up and down and swim and dive off the diving board, and it's not going to fall off. Okay, now this is the solution you're applying to here. Now,
this is a grafting solution.
Okay, now a person comes in and has this done. You know, he gets the measured for the hair and everything else.
Right.
How often do you come back in to get this redone, Gene?
I say once a month, because they need a haircut anyhow. So when they come in once a month, they go ahead and we take it off and regraft it and give them a haircut and snuff them all up and for another month.
In about a half an hour, everything's done and they're ready for another month.
That's more than enough time. Sure is.
And now during that time, the month, of course, you got to wash your hair. They can wash the hair like normal.
Oh yes, I get up in the morning. I get in shampoo after I come back from running. I get a shower, shampoo my hair, you know, along with my grafting, and then I just get out and I just blow my
just do the normal
my
things,
hair,
yeah.
and it's all comes together. You're going to see it. It's all part of one.
Yeah. Now this is human hair, right?
This is human hair. That's correct.
Okay. Now this is. You told me that they've got things down with computers and all that. They can match up your hair not only to the color but to the texture.
That's correct.
Right.
What we do is we gather hair from all over the world, and we have a bank in Europe. The hair is actually processed using a computer. So when we do the client's template, the measurement of the hair loss area, and we take samples, and it goes into the home office. The hair is computerized, and it's matched up to an exact copy.
Oh, so they can get it down to, I mean...
It's right down to science.
Shades of gray or shades of whatever. And of course, if they want to vary it somewhat, maybe just keep gray on the sides, they can do that, right? Oh, okay.
So now he's put the grafting material on now.
On you, and he's also put it on onto the membrane. Let's put it called the membrane before, and so it's going to form like a little adhesion there. And of course, in the second part of the show, we're going to take a little break. He's going to come come back and show you how durable this is. I mean, we're going to toss Gene up in the air and everything else.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I might add that the Sicilium, the material, is gas permeable, so it allows the scalp to continue to breathe.
You can
The
get
grafting solution.
You get a sunburn right through there.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The
So
grafting.
you don't feel enclosed.
No.
That's right.
No.
That means you can also perspire.
Correct. The grafting solution takes care of all of the functions of the skin. In other words, the skin continues to function normally. The grafting solution absorbs perspiration, body acids, and oils. Now, at the end of 30 days, when the individual comes back and the Sicilium graft is removed, there is no odor. It's easy to clean up, and it's really what I believe that the modern man or woman has been looking for. Again, this is like having
Your own hair.
a transplant.
Right. The closest thing that I ever have.
Yeah, and of course, you have much more control than a transplant, because a transplant, they transplant them and they're not exactly sure how they're going to grow every way. I mean, you think people look like they have cornfields up
Well, transplants are great for many people, but one thing that you have to remember is that you have a donor area that's in the back of the head, and in that donor area, depending on how thick the individual's hair is, you can only get so many transplants from that area.
Use your own hair, in other words, yeah.
That's
So
correct.
if you don't have a lot back there, you're not going to get much.
So an individual may not be a good subject for a transplant, whereas with a hair graft, we can create the same density that the individual has on the sides and in the back by using this technology.
Okay. Now, how long does that take to set now?
Basically, what we like our clients to do is not to really do any vigorous activity for about 24 hours. So this time tomorrow, Gene could go swimming, he could go skiing, he could do anything that he would normally do, work out at the gym, and there would be no problem. His hair is secure. It doesn't grow off the head. It's there. Whereas with some of the other systems like hair bonding or hair
And
weaving.
it feels just like skin, too.
Yeah.
It feels just like skin. So, if your honey runs your fingers through your hair, it's...
You can't feel any edges.
No.
Oh,
You can't. I'm going to get up tomorrow morning, and after I get out of the shower, I'm going to shampoo my hair, which is my hair now, and I'm just going to blow it dry. And I'll probably leave it a little damp, put a little mousse on it, just take off. I mean, you know, it's part of me. And
okay, now, what's
you can
the
scratch
procedure
your own
again?
head.
Now, this is, you're the exclusive dealer for that in this
area.
North Florida, and you're the exclusive dealer in Central Florida.
That's correct.
And a gentleman out in Minneapolis is the one who invented this. He'd been in the hair business for many, many years, and he developed this technique. And no other companies are really offering this, are they? Is this...
No, not this particular technique. They do have techniques that are similar, but Sicilium is a licensed technique, and again, Gene has the license for the North Florida area, South Georgia, and I have the license to do this process in the Central Florida area.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do, Carl. We're going to take a quick break here because when you come back, you're going to be back up behind him again, and you're going to get tough with his hair.
That's
and
right.
show you how durable it is. So if we can take a quick break here, folks, we'll be right back in just a couple seconds, and we'll show you how tough Gene's hair really is.
My name is Kristen Schlicht, and I work in technical support for the Internet Services Department. I have been with Media One for almost a year, and I've been in Jacksonville for 2.5 years. Media One Express is a high-speed internet connection to the web that provides a 50 times faster connection. When a customer signs up with Media One Express services, they get 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week technical support from us. Some of the benefits of signing up with Media One Express is we give you web space on our network in order to create your own personal web page, as well as CD quality sound when you surf the internet, and up to 4 email addresses for your account so family members can sign on and have their own email. I am proud to work for Media One because of the top quality technical support that I know I and my department can give to our subscribers.
All right, we're back, and Carl Walters right now is working with the hair graft. The name of the product again is
Sicilium grafting.
Sicilium grafting, and he's put it on, of course, in the first segment, and now he's kind of combing in place, so it works just like real hair. You can do just whatever you do with real hair on this, and in fact, when you get a chance, we're going to show a little close-up here, and we'll hold his head down there, and you can see, I guess since you get, she's in there pretty close on that thing. You can see it looks just like skin under there, doesn't it, Carl?
Oh, absolutely.
And
no one could tell the difference if somebody was even on top of Gene right now. They could not tell that it's not his own growing hair.
And now he can go tomorrow, once it real sets, he can go swimming, he can go water skiing, get out in a motorboat and let it wind blow through it and everything else. Well, yeah, look at that, it's not moving.
It's on there.
It's on there now
It's
already.
on there. It's not going
No.
anyplace. And believe me, I'm shaking his head.
Now let me ask you, when he comes back after a month, how are you going to take it off?
After a month, we will use a solvent, and the solvent will gradually take it off.
Oh, okay.
Of course, the unit is ready. In 30 days, the individual should come back and have the service repeated because the grafting solution has absorbed body acids and oils, so it's time to replace that grafting solution at that time.
Okay. Again, you mentioned during the break there that a lot of women, of course there's a lot of bald women around too for whatever reason, medical reasons, and of course we don't realize it because they usually wear wigs or they wear some kind of hair replacement thing, but a lot of women are doing this now. You have several customers in Daytona that...
I would say that probably 10% of my business is female clients.
So
which
this
is
hair
amazing.
can be as long as you...
Oh, absolutely. Now what I've done is I've put a little bit of styling lotion to give Gene just a wet look. I'm just going to let it dry like this.
Sometimes I just take off and leave it wet. And by the time I get on back to work, it's
Good.
about dry anyhow.
Yeah. Now that, again, is human hair.
This is human
Oh,
hair.
yeah.
Yeah, and it blends
So-
very nicely with your own hair.
Exactly. Exactly. I can't even feel it's on there, and it's the most amazing thing I ever seen. I mean,
well, I
when
know-
they said skin grafting, then I understood that extra layer of skin, which is layer number 8, and all this. And then when he put it on the first time, that was about 6 months ago, I said, "Holy Toledo!" And I left it on and started to my activities. And you know, I get up in the morning and I go jogging. And I come back and I shower and I'm on my way. I'm out of there. It's so unique. It's unbelievable.
I wonder if we can have Gene just bend his head down and get a close-up of that.
Okay. Yeah, you can't. It looks like it's real skin underneath there. It sure does. Now, again, this is a system. It's brand new. It's just come out. And Gene, you're of course here in Jacksonville,
Right.
Florida, on Beach Boulevard. And Carl, you're down in Daytona Beach.
That's correct.
And for the time, if I say I wanted to get this done, I came in and then talked to you. Do you have brochures on it, first of all, available? Some
Yeah,
brochures
we got
about
all that. If you
information. Okay.
come
If I
make it-
come in there, you have to fit and measure out, don't you, Carl?
Yes. We have to do what is known as a contour analysis, where we make a template or a mold of the individual's head, which shows the hair loss area. Because again, this is site-specific grafting. We're not overlapping here. We're actually putting hair where the individual has lost hair.
Okay. We were talking about why men replace their hair. And you were saying, well, it's not because of sex reasons to attract women. What's the real reason?
It's the identity factor. In other words, everyone has a picture in their mind of the way that they should look, whether it's a man or a woman. And we see ourselves with hair. So psychologically, many men will say, well, you know, hair loss doesn't bother me. But yet, we know from psychiatrists that in their mind, in their mind's eye, they do have a vision of what they would look like with hair. So having hair again gives an individual, whether it's a man or a woman, it gives them a feeling of confidence. They feel better about themselves. They perform better at their work, in school, whatever it might be.
And well, it's a self-image thing, and of course it makes them look younger, first of all.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, we all want to look younger for some reason.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's face it, that's the name of the game. We need to talk about something briefly anyway as we go through here. There are some drugs available that Rogaine is one, and then this other one here, Carl, that is
Propecia is the latest, and this comes in pill form. This is once a day. The individual takes the pill. And what this shows is a 2-year study that was done. And to give you an idea, we'll use this as an example. This is the beginning of the test. And this is after 24 months. So as you can see, in many cases, there was no hair loss, or there was no hair regrowth. In some cases, there was even more hair loss. So Propecia, even though it works in some people as far as preventing any more hair from falling out, it still doesn't grow hair back the way that people really visualize it to grow back.
thick and heavy.
That's
really
right.
A lot of hair.
It
Yeah.
just doesn't work that way.
Well, again, and of course, there's the side effects of any kind of take a drug. There's a side effect.
Oh, absolutely.
And it reacts differently to different people. And we've had, since Viagra came out, we've had what, 80 deaths since March with that. And I'm sure there's probably some people that have had health problems develop as a result of this too. So if that's the way you want to go, that's fine. But you have to take that all the time for the rest of your life, don't you?
You have to take this for the rest of your life, and if you were to stop using the product, then whatever has happened, in other words, if you stopped hair loss, then as soon as you stop using the Propecia, your hair would come out.
And when you consider the cost between the two, we're not talking about a lot of difference there. I mean, when you invest in that every day for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and wait for 24 months to even possibly see a very, very small result. To me, it's crazy when a person can get a totally natural look from us today.
Okay. Now we're talking about this system here, and this is a needed system because there's a lot of people. Again, they don't have time to fiddle with their hair. They want to be able to do a lot of things, right, Gene? Want to be able to be active, especially if they play racquetball and all that, and they don't want to have to maybe take their hair replacement off and put it on and so forth. But, Carl, there are people that still want to continue to use the other method, right?
Oh, sure. Today, because of the way that hair replacement has developed, we have a lot of options. So an individual who has a lot of hair on top of his head and he doesn't want to really shave it off, it's not a site-specific type of replacement, may choose to wear a replacement like I do. And the type of replacement that I have on...
Well, don't do it yet. We're not going to tell them yet. We're going to do it in a minute. I want to ask Gene a question first. Now, Gene, I know a lot of your customers that you have now that use the other method, the tape method, they usually wind up getting what you call them units, two replacements. That's so there's one in the shop at each time, and that you can be cleaning and thing. And, so, and when they do come in, all you got to do is sit them in the chair, cut their hair, put the new one on, and they're out the door, and then you have time to wash and get to that. Is it recommended you do the same thing with this, Carl? Eventually
yes, we recommend the individual to have 2 units, or grafts, I should say, specifically so that it takes less time for the individual when he's in for his appointment, and we can take our time and really clean and style the second unit. So we highly suggest that an individual have 2 grafts, yes.
Okay. Now, you can again change this thing as you go along. Maybe if you're starting to get gray around the side here and you want to add a little gray on top, you can add some gray on top as you go along. In other words, they match your hair up, but if you say put 10% gray or whatever, you can add gray into that thing.
Exactly. This is so simple because it's real short. I get up in the morning and do a quick shampoo, and I take a little Volumet hairspray and just go ahead and place it a little bit and just put it on, take off.
Now the women that you've worked with, Carl, do they get pretty long hair? I mean, is it?
Normally, the ladies that we work with are middle age, and they lose their hair from hereditary factors, just like men do, and their hair loss is more of a thinning, a diffused hair loss. But in some cases, we have women who do completely lose the hair. And to answer your question, we can get hair any length. So we have a wide variety of styles for women.
And again, any colors or anything like that? In fact, if a woman wants to change the color of her hair,
we can change.
You could change whatever existing hair she has
with her hair graft. Yes, because it's human hair.
If she has hair like we did with his, you can blend it in.
Yes.
Pretty much blend it in, all that kind of stuff.
But what this is real unique about this does not overlap my own hair. Just the area where I don't have hair, incorporate it, and there's no edges here. I mean, this is just where it begins
it's like,
and stops.
well, if you could feel it, it's like flat. You wouldn't even know there's an edge there because it's a membrane and it's flat against
regular
skin. And of course, again, we might mention, we're always worried about toxic chemicals and all that. All these glues and adhesives have been...
This grafting solution, all of the ingredients have been certified by the FDA to be totally safe. It's a medical type of adhesive.
Okay. Now, Carl, let me ask you, do you use this method?
I don't personally use a hair graft system. I use, as you stated before, one of the older methods, and actually it looks as natural as my own growing hair, and this is what I'm used to. I have diffused hair loss. In other words, I have quite a bit of hair on top of my head. So rather than shave my hair off, I use the system that you see.
Okay. Now I see that. Then obviously you're wearing a hair replacement.
That's correct.
You are. And it's hard to tell that you're wearing a hair replacement. It blends in so well on that. Yeah. Now how is yours secured? Because actually the method you've got is well, it's not quite as good as that, but it's certainly, you can do just about anything you want to do.
Oh yeah, I don't use a permanent, what we call a permanent attachment system, but the attachment system that I use is permanent enough that if I wanted to swim or water ski, I could do that type of activity with no problem. And of course, that's a pretty rigorous type of activity.
Okay. Now, do you sometimes just not wear your?
No, I wear my hair system practically all the time, yes.
And it gets to be a habit too, doesn't it, Gene? Of course, with this thing, you don't even have to worry about getting it to be a habit because it's there.
It's just part of me. It's I don't ever think about it. I really don't.
That's the difference. This really becomes part of Gene.
I mean,
He doesn't even think about it.
Because it's so light that there's nothing there.
And I guess there's men out there that want to go into, they may be thinking about maybe doing something, and they want to go into something where they really want to feel secure, that, you know, it's on there, it's not gonna blow off in a, because we see these movie things where,
That's right.
Years ago, they used these cheap things, and they blew off all the time and everything else.
With the Sicilium technology, Gene has no maintenance from the standpoint of having to put extra adhesive on the system or having to use a tape. There is nothing that he has to do until he comes back to see me in 30 days.
Okay. Well, let me just mention, Gene is located here in Jacksonville. He's on Beach Boulevard. There's his phone number there. Give him a call. They'll tell you all about it. And Carl is down there in Daytona Beach. If you're ever down in Daytona Beach maybe some people are too shy to go to you, Gene. They'll drive to Daytona Beach, because you get people that actually drive from Brunswick and other cities.
I got people from all over.
They come down because maybe, first of all, there's nobody in those particular towns that do this type of thing, and so they do come. And a lot of times, I guess you figure you go out of town, we'll be getting out of town, we have to worry about it in town there. But and of course, you've been in Daytona Beach for many years in this field, and you still do the old style, the clip-ons. I mean, he's got one.
Those are alternatives.
You never know he had the clip-on style. Neither one of you really do the suture method, do you? Do you do the suture method? I mean, that's kind of. That's where they actually put sutures in
Actually,
your head.
yes.
And I think people are kind of getting away from that.
Actually, I believe that was outlawed.
Oh, was it outlawed?
Yes.
Okay, because I know they used to put a little string around your head and they tie it to it. And I know that people would come in all the time and say, please change this thing, put it to something else, because you know, it's sweat underneath there and it wasn't very comfortable, whereas this one here is totally comfortable. And actually the other system, because the replacements are made to breathe in the first place.
Absolutely.
Very good quality now. And of course, they're using human hair in most of them now and everything else.
Yeah. The individual who has this process done, especially the Sicilium process, would never even think of noticing that they have anything on their head, because you don't. It becomes like an 8th layer of scalp, and because there is no maintenance except combing your hair and shampooing it like you would your own hair, it's just like their own hair.
And of course, if you've never been to a place, they have consultation rooms and private rooms. You're not sitting out there in a big barber shop with everybody looking at you and all that thing. So, you know, it's very calm, and you know, you get private consultations and so forth. This is really fantastic.
I think it's really terrific. Just get up in the morning and just shampoo. And a lot of times I don't dry, like the lights here. It's going to be just about dry by the time I get finished, because it's hot lights.
Gene, we've got to wrap this up, but Gene's thinking of taking up professional wrestling now, because he doesn't have to worry about anybody pulling his hair out, see, because they can't get that off. Gene, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and thank you, Carl. Appreciate you coming up from Daytona Beach. And if you're bald, guys, hey, you can do something about it and look great, and nobody will even know, right?
Get hair grafts.
Get hair grafts. See you next week. Bye-bye now.
I didn't think I'm gonna get along without you and your daughter. You took me for everything that I had and